the Pittsburgh Pirates take the third game and win a road series against the Houston Astros, 5-1. I think I mentioned yesterday that I don't think you can have a must-win game in June, but after the kind of bullpen implosion that we saw, this was as close of a must-win as you could have gotten. And they came out and they did what they did best. They got great pitching and some timely hitting. I mean, you have a top 5 offense in the league, so like offense probably isn't an issue, but also the strength of this team is still going to be the is still supposed to be the pitching. So don't have to score. Shouldn't have to score a lot of runs on most nights. And Thursday night, it was only 2 runs that they technically needed. Jared Jones makes the second start of the season, 5 shutout innings, 4 hits, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts. He picks up his first win of the season. Carmen Mlodzinski finally back in pitching. They kind of alluded to it on the broadcast the previous day that he was going to be used to follow up with Jones. Jones coming back from elbow surgery, so he's not going to be able to go too deep into the game. Mlodzinski pitches the final 4 innings, gives up 1 run, 4 hits, and 3 strikeouts. Second career save. I think now we can finally just push past everything that happened. What's done is done, and you just kind of look forward. And Mlodzinski still get an opportunity to show that he can go out there and throw multiple innings, and the Pirates get a win. I think winning generally is going to cure most everything. You get out there, you win, you be a part of winning, you show that you can be a part of a winning team and contribute to a winning team, that even if your future isn't here, someone else is going to notice, and maybe the Pirates can make some sort of move at some point to address other parts of the team, since they have that kind of pitch and depth to where someone like Mlodzinski is thrown out of the bullpen. And I've mentioned a lot on this site that I do believe that Mlodzinski he's not going to be this rotation. He's obviously not a back of the rotation fifth starter. I think on a lot of teams' pitching staffs, though, he can be a capable fifth man, to where maybe it's not always pretty. The ERA probably isn't always going to sit high, but he'll go out there and get things done. 3 Pirates finished with multi-hit games. Brandon Lau, he hit a pair of doubles. Ryan O'Hearn hit his 9th home run of the season. O'Neal Cruz went 2 for 2 with 2 walks. Big bounce back win. Kind of what you want to see out of good teams. And you can argue on just how good this team is. They are 5 games over 500, deepish into the season. There's definitely room for improvement, and we've seen recently what that room for improvement is. So you take the 2 out of 3. Obviously, if you're going to lose a game, you don't want to lose in that fashion. But at the end of the year, if you're winning 2 of 3 every series, you're going to be sitting pretty well come September, come October. The road trip now shifts to Atlanta. They're going to be taking on the Braves for 3 games. Mitch Keller gets the series started against former Pirate Martin Perez, who's having a pretty good year this year. 2.79 ERA, 3-3 record. He's thrown 51 2/3 innings. We'll kind of see how things go, especially the Pirates not necessarily have done the greatest against lefties. Let's kind of go through a rundown of the minors. AAA, they lose to St. Paul. Davis Wenzel, I think I mentioned the other day, he's having a really good season right now. Hit his 9th home run of the season, 1 for 4. Dominic Fletcher, 2 for 3 with a walk. Esmeralda Valdez, 1 for 4 with a run and an RBI. AA, they played a day game today, 8-3 Lonnie White Jr., triple home run, 3 RBIs. He's looked good, and I mentioned it yesterday or the day before, or whatever this turns out to be, um, that Fangraphs wasn't exactly buying the start to the season that he's having. But I mean, yeah, you can't argue the production right now. Whether that translates going forward, we'll have to see. But he's having a fantastic season. Deuce Gorson, 2 for 4, a walk, a home run, his third of the season. Connor Delgado, 2 for 4, a walk, a home run, his third of the season. Delgado's had kind of a sneaky good start to the season. The OPS isn't anything to write home about, but I mean, I don't think many lefties are going to put big OPS numbers in Altoona in the Eastern League. Shown some good plate discipline. The walks and strikeouts are about the same. He's always had that like sneaky power from the left side. He's hitting a little bit better from the right side. He's very versatile. It's just kind of sneakily a guy who you kind of feel like just has the ability that maybe potentially sneaks up on you and sees some major league time down the road. And it's interesting how things worked out in this game. You want to talk about the Pirates needing bullpen help, and I know the bullpen not only has been an issue in the majors, but it's also been an issue throughout the organization. A lot of issues with the bullpens as far as walking people, giving up runs. Talked to a scout while I was in Bradenton, and he kind of mentioned. I kind of asked him about that because I was curious, and he said it's kind of a thing like everywhere. The bullpens, we're seeing a lot more walks, a lot more not great play once we start getting deeper into the bullpen, and but obviously, focus is on, with so much of our focus being on the Pirates system, obviously we're going to see it more with the Pirates. But if the Pirates are looking for some answers out of the bullpen, I know it's a guy that I've kind of been high on since they've drafted him. Jaden Woods is having a fantastic year, a really good start to the year. He pitched 2 2/3, struck out five. His ERA is down to 3.16. I mean, he's a 24, 25-year-old reliever in AA, so like, sure, whatever. But also the stuff has always been intriguing. It's just a matter of throwing strikes and just kind of building off of that. I know Longenhagen at Fangraphs, they had him ranked thinking that he could be a middle relief prospect, someone who kind of like up and down and just like your standard middle relief guy. Derek Diamond pitched 2 innings, struck out 2. He's been fantastic this year. Hasn't allowed a run in, I believe it's 13 innings now. Struck out 16 overall. You need some right-handed relief, and like he's throwing up to 98 now. He's throwing a good slider. Again, AA relievers, sure, whatever. But I think with the issues that they're having, I mean, if there's a guy on the pitching side that I feel like I wouldn't mind seeing getting a push just to see kind of what you have. It's been Diamond, and he's a guy who's done really good since you've kind of kicked him back into the bullpen. So perhaps maybe he's someone that could get a look at some point going forward. Greensboro loses 10 to 9. Johnny Severino, 2 for 4, a home run, 2 RBIs, a walk, 3 runs scored. Jared Jones, 1 for 4, 2 walks, a double, RBI. Cam Yannick, 2 for 4, RBI, walk. A lot of offense. So, we saw the previous game, over 30 runs scored, and here we see right at 20. Bradenton wins 13-4. Josh Tate, 2 for 5, a double, a triple. Reno Navarro, again, lights out with the strikeouts, lights out. Only 1 hit allowed, 1 earned run, but it's kind of just the walk thing. 6 walks. I don't think he's not gonna be a starter. He's not gonna be someone who's gonna pitch multiple innings probably down the road. So, I mean, this is the best way to kind of keep him on a routine and get him focused on and working on things and stuff like that. But the stuff is certainly there for him to be one of the best relievers in baseball. The fastball's incredible. He's starting to flash a little bit more secondary stuff more. Um, but yeah, it's going to be the strikes. He's going to have to throw more strikes, and like the stuff is so good that you're probably still going to push him regardless of what the strikes looks like. Still young. So down in the complex, FCO Pirates, they played at 6 o'clock. They played on at Lecon Park. Frederick Ovalle, 3 for 3, double, 2 stolen bases. He's a guy that's like just really growing on me. He's not gonna hit for a lot of power. The swing and the setup and all that stuff just isn't really geared to that. But he'll find gaps. He's got speed. He makes a lot of contact. Shown to be adding more versatility. Second baseman, third baseman, playing some outfield. Just a 10K signing, so didn't break the bank, and just a really solid player. And like I said, someone who's grown on me a lot. Irwin Ramirez, I watched last year make his stateside debut. Pitched good. The strikeout numbers are low compared to the kind of stuff that he has. A lot of that has to do was having issues throwing strikes. Today, lights out. 5 innings pitched, only 1 hit, 3 walks, 2 strikeouts. Pitched a lot better than like with the strike. Like I said, with the strikeouts, he's still kind of working with the stuff here. Got off to a rough start. 8 walks in his first two outings, which is 4 and a third. But it has 6 in the last 16 innings since then, which is about 3.3 walks per 9 innings, which is a lot better. Upper 90s fastball. He showed in the game on Thursday. He can ride it a little bit. Plays best as like a sinker at the bottom of the zone, kind of pounding the bottom of the zone. That's probably why he doesn't get as much swing and miss. The slider looks good, even flashing a changeup. This is one of my favorite arms that in the system that I don't think a lot of people have talked about yet. I know Baseball America kind of mentioned him during that signing class as like an arm to watch. The potential's there. He has a January birthday, so he'll be 19 all year. He'll go into next year at 20. Power arm, great frame, still some projection left in there. So I feel like there's a chance he sits even higher with the fastball. Really like the slider. Slider looked like it had flashed some plus potential. I know I've talked a lot about where kind of the arms are at, and I don't think he's taking that step forward yet that I've said that I want to see from someone. But I feel like he has all the makings of being that kind of guy who you'll see take that kind of step that you kind of sit back and say, oh yeah, that's the Pirates. That's the Pirates developmental team doing that, working with them and building it forward. So excited that game was kind of streamed on the YouTube channel, so I got to see him. Like I said, I'm a big Ramirez guy, so we'll see how he does. It'd be interesting to see if he gets any time in Bradenton. They look like they can use some pitching there. So if he keeps showing he can get deeper into games, then I think it's a very, very good possibility we see him towards the end of the year. Down in the Dominican, both the Dominican teams win. Carlos Tejera, he's a guy that I talked about on Twitter some as someone who's kind of been interesting so far. 2 for 3, 3 RBIs, a walk, a triple, 3 stolen bases, hit a bases clearing triple. There's no data on the Diamondbacks stream, so I didn't get a chance to get that. But from what I've been able to get, I've collected 8 batted ball samples from him through extended spring training games and early on in the season. And at 17, he's already averaging 88 miles an hour for exit velocity. He has a 106 EV90 and like a 107, 108 max EV. All that kind of points to plus raw power. So exciting young kid. maybe a little swing and miss there. So we'll see how that kind of settles out as things get going over a larger sample size. It's fun. Like it was another night that we got a full slate of games. Busy from early in the morning, 10 a.m., all the way through the most of the day watching games. So I think I talk about it too much, and I feel like I don't want to be talking about it too a lot. Like I'm beating a dead horse with it. But the difference between this site, Bucks on Deck, what we do compared to what other people do, I think comes with that. You're not going to have anyone else that's really sitting down and watching minor league baseball from 10 a.m. all the way to 10, 11 o'clock at night, taking notes, writing things down, assessing stuff, all that kind of stuff. And it really shows on the site. And if you're coming here without going to Bucks on Deck, or you haven't really checked out Bucks on Deck, we do free trials on there. You can give it a test run. If you don't even have to be a Pirates fan. I think if you're just a prospect fan in general, you can respect the kind of work that we do. So if you get the time, if you have the means, then please give it a shot. Support the channel. It allows me to go out and travel and see the games, talk to the players, that kind of stuff, get more insight. And hope you enjoyed this episode. Like I said, YouTube channel, check that out. I had 2 more videos posted today. Worked on a long form video talking about some lower level kids. I'll have an article on Dylan Palmer out later today. I had a chance to talk to him while I was in Bradenton. But until tomorrow, we'll catch you guys later.